Hello again. Sorry for that interruption and the low quality of the last video. I actually ended up having to do a re-encode, and that cost the quality quite a bit. Nevertheless, we are back again, and here's Elf-5, the High Elf Conjurer, who, of course, I have played as a pure Robin Hood. He has succeeded in the quest to reach the Lair, and I admit I'm playing him more carelessly than usual. Rather than intelligent skilling, I am focusing on pure bow and arrows with a side of armor, and of course the magical mephitic cloud. I expect to be able to beat most of the Lair like this, but then, have a hard time with certain sub-branches. Anyway, thus far I have found resistance to poison and not much else. And I was just in the process of taking off and putting on armor, which had given me resistance to poison. So here we go. That's back on now, and I'm suffering a penalty to strength on account of this armor, so I would like to replace it at some point, but that will require me to find more armor first, and that is proving to be more difficult than expected. Crystal plate armor, as I mentioned in the last video, is nice until you realize that it's unwearable by most races in the game, because they're never going to have the strength for it. What was that? Right, boots. If you guys didn't notice, one of the previous slimes I must have fought has reduced my boots to -1, so they're actually taking away from my AC right now, so I'm going to remove them. And notice my AC is 1412 right now, so with them on, yeah, that's weird. Oh, because their natural +1 is negated here, that's why. So they're useless to me. I'm taking them off, and I will hope to find some new shoes later on as well. Anyway, back to the dungeon we go. We're still wearing the Amulet of Faith, so expect more frequent than usual gifts from not Trog, Okuwaru. Leveling strength still, because I'm eventually going to want to upgrade to longbows, and longbows require a 310 strength split as opposed to a 210. And do more damage too, so it's all worth it. Ooh, yay, the swamp. I would have been nervous about my probability of success in the snake pits, but the swamp I think I have a fair shot at, even with just pure archery. I will, however, lose an obscene amount of arrows thanks to all of the water, so that'll be something else to consider. There we go. Got him. Now let's go pick up all the arrows and keep going. Well, that's an interesting... This feels like a small room, and I'm guessing it is a small room. There's 2 staircases up and 1 down, so I'm missing half the room. Let's see what's in the other half. The Lair is very rarely disconnected like this. This is much more of an Orcish Mines thing, so I'm actually kind of curious what's on the other half. Early poison resistance makes so many problems that otherwise would be serious trivial. Elven gauntlets. Am I even wearing gloves? Nope. So that boosted my AC by 1. Yay for that. So yeah. Not a good situation to be fighting a Hydra from. Ideally, I would like to be able to retreat away from the corner of the room and towards a staircase. So let's walk the long way around him before I provoke him to a fight. There's the staircase behind me. I should be able to win the fight and disperse him, so, there's no... This is a utterly extra move on my part. But, yeah. My personal goal for this guy was to get bows up to level 20. Right now they're at level 18, so mission not accomplished, but it's definitely on track. And, of course, the stated goal of the 5 Elves 5 Live series is to try and get each of these elves all the way down to the Lair, or rather as many of them as we can. And thus far we've not finished doing that, but you know, we did a decent job, and I think, what is it now, we're 3 for 5, was it? Or 4 for 5? Oh wow, this is an incredibly good amulet. It's Amulet of the Gourmand, which lets me eat at will. It also boosts my resistance to cold, and gives me a lot of stealth. In other words, when I eventually am ready to take off my Amulet of Faith, this should be the amulet I put on instead. But until I have a nice set of equipments, there's still more benefit, in my opinion, from, you know, just dealing with not getting the bonus effects of a good amulet and getting the extra faith instead. And of course, farming all the extra ammo doesn't hurt any either. Man, I hate sharks. They didn't used to be in the game. I don't know when they were added, but I know for sure that I never had seen a shark when I was playing version 0.8. I actually shouldn't be standing in the water. The only advantage is, I mean, they're like alligators in that when they're on water, they are exceptionally dangerous. They're unlike alligators in that they can't leave the water on account of them being sharks. So, you know, you get to control the fight, they get to win the fight. Okie dokie, that's all of these guys cleared, and this is an entrance to the Shoals, which is the water and mermaid filled sub-dungeon, which I don't want to enter right now. So that's floor 4 out of 8. Let's press onwards. If we can clear the lair, that would be wonderful. Bows are at the ready. Let's wield Velocity, which is the Vorpal brand. Generic +4 arrows at the ready. And let's switch to ice arrows, since this is in fact immune to poison frog. Uh-oh, I just got turned into a stone statue, hence the word petrify. And now stone. This has boosted my AC to 16, but turned my evasion to 0. It's only going to last a while, and hopefully my Mephitic Cloud will outlast it. It did. Now it's my turn to start shooting things, and sure enough, Trog gifts me more, or not Trog, I keep saying Trog, Okuwaru gifts me more arrows. But by the way, for those of you who have never gotten so far, Trog is the Berserking God, and he gives you only weapons as gifts, which is still great because they are weapons, and you know, you often get a really nice weapon, especially with 2 or 3 gifts, you eventually get a really nice weapon. But then that's all it is, a weapon, and after that, any further gift from him is kind of a pointless gift as far as you're concerned, because what do you need it for? I'm going to drop all the scrolls that I don't intend to use actively. Actually, keep 1 scroll of fog just in case, and yeah, drop all that, because I'm out of item slots right now. Yeah, all of these are high level spells, so I'm never going to memorize any of them, so drop all my books here. Now, if I had been playing this seriously, I would go back and, you know, make sure that I'm stashing and storing everything correctly, but I'm not playing this seriously. I'm just yutzing around and seeing what happens. So, I'm not going to take all that time and energy. Apparently, I can teleport others with fair accuracy. I'm going to go ahead and memorize that spell. I doubt I'll ever make use of it, but you know, why not memorize it? Just to be contrary almost. Okay, I see an Oklob plant. You know what? Keep my arrow. Dealing with Oklob plants is one of those things that I try to avoid doing as much as possible for my armor's health. This particular Oklob plant seems to be guarding this tiny corner of the map, these 3 spaces, which most likely means that either nothing is there, which is unlikely in my opinion, or the slime pits are there, because, you know, that seems to be in keeping with the theme. Yeah. If it is the slime pits, hey, you go ahead and guard those as long as you like, because I have never had to enter the slime pits before, and, you know, until I have a high level poison resist or corrosion resistant character, frankly, I'd rather take my chances against elves. I've thus far in this game had a small brush with... Wait, where's the Hydra? Oh, there he is. I have thus far in this game had one small brush with a slime, and it reduced my AC by nullifying my boots. So, not exactly keen to repeat that experience. Okie dokie, there we go. How am I doing for +4 arrows now? Only got 9 of them left. Actually, how am I doing for arrows in general? I have a lot of arrows that I haven't yet identified, so they're probably just level +0 arrows, and there's 65 runed arrows, plus about 60, 70, 80, 90, more than that, ordinary arrows, not counting, of course, the stash in the lair of an additional 40 more. So I have more than enough arrows to be getting by right now. But, I'm not about to run out of total number of arrows in the dungeon. And the fact that I'm still so concerned about this should again show you that I have not run archers before. This is like one of my first serious archers ever. Okay, on to Lair 6. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 to 12 enchants right now, which means I could very realistically get +9 arrows if I wanted to. Oh my god, that would be so badass. I'm so gonna do that. I'm gonna clear this floor, and then I'm just gonna... No, I'm gonna wait until I have a stack of 300 ordinary arrows, then I'm gonna turn all of them into plus some ridiculous number arrows, just because I can. I'll try to hold off on using the higher level enchant scrolls, like enchant 2 or 3. Just stick to the low stuff. Where's the Hydra? Oh, I see it. It's camouflaged. How very clever. Oh my god, I'm hitting the plant. Crap. Dispersal is definitely a good idea here, because this guy has a lot of heads, and I only have 6 dispersal arrows, so... Well, lucky for me, it didn't disperse to being adjacent, it dispersed to being distant. So, there we go. Backing up, because I'm sure it'll be wanting to chase me. And dispersal, so that I have at least 2 shots before it hits me. What am I firing at it now? Let's use the +2 arrows. There we go. Got it. Level 19, 1 level more, and we have level 20 bows. For reference, the maximum possible level for any skill is 27, I believe. There we go. Wait, there's 3 more scrolls of enchant weapon? Or are those the ones I dumped? Oh my god, this is just insane. Normally I consider it a lucky run when there's 4 or 5 of those scrolls total that I run across in, like, you know, not in shops. And here I am staring down the barrel of another 3 in addition to all the other ones I've found thus far. And these are the good ones. These are the +2 for damage, not the plus for to hit, which I'm not as concerned about. Thus far, I still haven't received a god-gifted bow, and I'm working off of the stuff that I've stolen off of centaurs. But it can't be that much longer now. And when I get that, then I'll decide whether or not I need to enchant it further. Wield my Bow of evasion. Actually, wield my Vorpal bow. I don't need to evade. I only need to evade when things are hitting me, and when things are hitting me, I'm already doing it wrong. How did this thing sneak up on me so fast? Disperse, dude, and die. One hit killed. And again, you know, I'm really liking these arrows. I'm beginning to see the appeal of playing Archer instead of playing Conjurer. And the gift, of course, is more arrows, so I'm going to drop the +1 arrow to make room for this new set. That is an ice dragon at the end, and these are polar bears, and leading up to them is just some generic animals, so probably behind him is an ice cave. Now, I believe I have a bow of flame, which I'm going to immediately wield, and if I have a wand of heat, that would be great. If not, draining will do just fine. I'm going to reach across and hit all these guys as they approach, while still making sure to keep the Mephitic up. The dragon, either accidentally or intentionally, has gotten out of the line of fire. Which is no matter, because I'm pretty sure polar bears aren't immune to poison. They are not. Now I'm definitely axing the amount of experience I could have had here, and yes, I mean axing, not asking. But that's okay, because I'm also increasing the amount of life I'm going to face these guys with. There's that dragon. Now, I'm assuming it's resistant to poison. Yeah, it is. But it's susceptible to fire. It's probably got an ice breath that it can use, but it probably won't shoot through its allies. Famous last words. And this repeated draining has not been good for its health. Alright, it is on. It is on like Donkey Kong or some kind of bizarre ape. I don't want to get sued. Let's use the +4 arrows. Actually, let's get him out of melee range, and then let's use the fire arrows. So, +4. I wonder where he blinked to. I got him on the run. He's dead. Okay, let's kill some corpses. Let's burn some corpses now. He didn't leave behind a corpse, so no ice hide, but I think I already had the ice hide. I don't know if I should go in there. I have no resistance to cold, so I'm going to be taking full cold damage from all the cold stuff. And escape exits are sometimes hard to come by, so I'm just not going to risk it. I'm still wielding the bow of fire, so let's switch to the bow of Vorpal and go cold again. You know, there's definitely something to be said for not being a generalist but being a specialist. The sheer amount of damage I'm doing with these arrows is so high that enemies that normally I would have to be creative with killing, I just shoot them and they die. I could learn to like this. I'm beginning to understand now why one of the things I've been told a lot is in crawl you specialize before you generalize. Well, with the exception of Mephitic Cloud, I have just done one thing this whole game, and it's archery. And thus far, that has served me very, very well. That guy is not invulnerable to poison or Mephitic, so let's move the crocodile in the direction of the beetle, and then try and get off a Mephitic on both of them. By the way, did I somehow reduce my Mephitic Cloud probability? Because it does not feel like it's been working as well as it should have been. Yeah, he's not immune to poison, he's just got a really high AC. Let's go with the +4 arrows. There we go, got him, got him. Another god gift. and it's extra ice arrows. So thanks for that, because I can make my own fire arrows now, but I can't make my own ice arrows yet. Gotcha. It's also, I can actually feel just how much more powerful I've become, because just earlier, seeing an edge-8 snail was enough reason to stop fighting for a while, because I knew it was going to take a lot of arrows to deal with him. Now, I can handle the edge-8 snail in addition to other enemies. Ooh! New god gift. A new cloak. Let's drop something. Let's drop the Wand of Draining that I've already made extensive use of, and keep the one that I haven't touched. And put on this new cloak, Cloak of Preservation. Preservation means that your items are less likely to catch fire or freeze and shatter from fire and cold attacks respectively. Less likely doesn't mean never going to happen, it just means significantly less likely to happen. Personally, I don't view it as a very important effect because I very rarely keep, all my eggs in one basket and everything I need on my person. But hey, I'm not saying that I'm not going to carry it. I mean, it's better than what I got now, which is a cloak that does nothing and has no bonuses. So really, if the enchantment level is making a huge difference on my arrows, +0 arrows are taking a lot more hits to achieve the same effect as the +3 or +4s. I mean, I know it's obvious and all, but it bears mentioning in how I determine my plan. Let's go with +4 first, then go with +2, then go with poison, and then realize that there's way too many elephants here. Out of poison, going for fire, unknown runes, that's a dispersal. So I have like 40 dispersal arrows. That's more than I need, but it's nice to have some redundancy on your lifesaver at the same time. Let's get Mephitic off on you, and just use Magic Dart for the kill there. I wanted to get a good Mephitic on all of them. I think I can do that. There we go. Frost arrows? Yeah, let's go frost arrows. Not because they're frost, like that's not an important property to me, so much as because they're good plus arrows. And now I can use generic arrows because he's a low level with low health and alone. Yeah, it's taking a lot of hits to knock these guys out with the low level arrows. High level arrows do the job a lot faster. I'm guessing that the high level arrows increases both the hit as well as the damage because they have one number for both. Okay, that's the elephant pack. Usually elephants come in packs of 4 or 8. So that's the elephant pack. And let's see what else there is to deal with now. Generic yaks, yakety yak, 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 yak. He's poisoned. Ah, oh, come on, man, just die. They'll electrocute you to death. How's that? How'd you like that, baby? I'm making another cardinal mistake, which is to keep fighting after you've used a lot of resources. That's a good way to find yourself in a situation where you should have retreated and regrouped, but now because you've been draining yourself, you have to deal with a low-level challenge and die. I'm not too concerned because I've already cleared the vast majority of this floor, I know I'm safe, and even if I've miscalculated, I have blink scrolls to make the difference. A death yak. This guy is going to be a pain in the neck to kill, especially since they never travel alone. There's the rest of them. Their high hit dice means that Mephitic rarely lasts more than 2 or 3 turns on them. So I'm going to take this opportunity to get out of here. Where's the nearest staircase? All 3 staircases are at the bottom, so I'm going to go around the long way to avoid an early encounter with the death yak. Death yaks are more powerful than elephants in my opinion because I've seen elephants kill each other. I've killed elephants faster. I can't honestly say why, it just feels that way to me. Okay, I think now would be a good time to regroup and set all of my arrows in order. So, where's my stash? Did I never make one? I guess I must have never made one. Well, let's go here, because this is where I have the biggest conglomeration of arrows thus far. And what we're going to do is dump every +0 arrow, every +1, +2, every generic arrow which has no elemental capacity into one neat little pile right here in the middle of the dungeon. Then we're going to enchant them all as a group. And while I'm here, I'll take the liberty of dumping all of these things that I don't actually actively need. That should do. Because realize I'm going to be carrying hundreds of arrows hopefully, so the amount of weight is definitely going to start being a factor. Alright, let's start at the top of the dungeon and work our way down. So dungeon level 4, we left some arrows behind. Let's go. This trip will likely cost us a bit of piety, because you lose piety over time in addition to by using it on abilities. Oh, of course, if I find a cache of respawned orcs, I could be getting back some of that piety, which is not so bad. And I'm still sacking all the corpses because I'm not worried about permafood yet. Alright, up to the 4th floor we go. Adventure ho. Up to the 4th floor we go. Adventure. Here we go. Got the runed arrows. What's next on our arrow list? Floor 5 has a single unidentified arrow. Skip it. Floor 6 has a stack. Let's go for those. This is not the most efficient way to travel either, but it is the most in real time it's a lot faster than it would be in game time because I don't have to think. Where are the arrows that I wanted? There's a single one on dungeon floor 5. There's a bunch of them on dungeon floor 3. Oh, Lair 6 has more. Here they are. And of course, easy corpse piety. 17 more arrows here. 30 more arrows here. Next set, floor 9, 32 arrows. Go. And I saw a centaur who was doubtlessly carrying even more arrows. So carry those. Notice that I'm now overloaded and cannot ascend stairs. That doesn't mean I can't go downstairs. So where's the next set? Floor 9 contains... Actually, what floor is the lair on? I don't want to go past it. Floor 11. Okay, so as long as I'm above floor 11, I can always descend. And I see an arrow that I didn't pick up. Or 2. There are a few arrows of flame, skip it. 2 arrow plus 1, skip them. Arrow plus 0, just 1, just 1. The next big set of ruined arrows is on dungeon floor 11. Let's go for it. Dungeon floor 11. Yes, and oh, there was apparently a bow of frost here all along that I didn't notice. So now I can do fire, ice, and velocity. I'm going to drop the bow of evasion at this point because it's no longer even a contender for my best bow. I would rather kill things than dodge, and disperse things than dodge, so dodging is not an option. Here's a stack of stuff I left behind. Let's grab the heal wounds, healing. Detectors. Yeah, okay. What else do we got? We can head to dungeon floor 11. Wait a minute. Those arrows are deeply nestled within the bowels of an evil monster. Let's leave them alone. Everything else on this list looks like it's less than 4 arrows, so not worth the trip. Let's return to the main stack on layer 2 and drop my collection of arrows. W fire. Okie dokie. What else am I dropping here? Dropping the +1s, dropping the... These unknown ruined arrows, I suppose, are probably going to end up being the same, but I'm not going to drop them just yet. Okay, so I've got, to my name... Why are they not joining these? Are these not the same? Yeah, they're the same. There is a stack here of 160 plus 0 arrows. If I were to start enchanting these, I could bring them up to 1, then join them with the 1s and the 2s and the 3s and the 4s, and put them as a group of about 200 arrows. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold out till I have a few more arrows, like 100 more ought to do it. Did I leave anything else behind that I can make good on? Nope. Okay, so no party just now. We'll wait on the party for later. And when we do have that party, I'll have several enchant weapon scrolls to do it with. Let's finish the lair, and then we'll call it the quits for this run, and who knows, we'll see what happens to Robin Hood next time. What's this little stack here? I'll hang on to this. Oh, goody. Here's that death yak that I ran in fear from. Let's kill him. Equip my strongest arrows, whatever they are, so I guess the frost at +3 is probably the way to go here. And I'm using the velocity bow, so this should be pretty nice. He's dead, and I get a lot of experience out of it. Okay, retreat towards the staircase, but get his attention on the way. Uh-oh, there's a snake here that I didn't notice. That's good enough. blast a mephitic cloud, and then start shooting. The mephitic cloud isn't necessary, hopefully, but it kind of buys me an extra 5 or 6 turns at least, even assuming that he resists well. Let's get his attention. To get their attention like that, I'm just using my magic dart spell, which at this point in the game has so little damage and so little to hit that it probably doesn't even hit them, but it does make them know, it does make them aware that I'm here and make them focus on me. Okay, I'm running out of frost arrows now, so let's switch to the unknown ruined arrows and see what they are. Shooting him from max range. So yeah, fighting an entire herd of death yaks when they're all together is not an exercise in futility, certainly, but it's much, much, much harder than fighting them individually, because when they're all together they rotate around and make it hard for you to pick one target and focus it down. Where's my frost bow? Yeah, I didn't want to have to use a dispersal on him, so switching bows made sense. Oh, these are just generic +2s. And I should actually quiver up something else. Yeah, now that I don't need to be saving frost and fire arrows because I can just shoot anything out of a frost bow or fire bow, I suppose I should time to run, for all the reasons I've given before. The Mephitic Cloud is only somewhat effective against these guys, and they are in a big group, and they are chasing me down. And this one's a slime. Off I go. Lucky for me, nothing got negativized that I can tell, so good news there. Let's try a different entrance to this bottom floor. I'm just going to pull you upstairs and fight you here. And then try a different door rather than going in on a conflict. I can probably win that fight if I have to, so I'll go back to that door if this one also proves to be troublesome. Don't want to waste dispersal. Slime pits, that explains so much. Alright, time to use the electrocution on this guy. He made it out alive, eh? And again, no negatives. I'm starting to think maybe brown oozes don't actually corrode my equipment the way that other slimes do. Bow of velocity and generic arrows versus the vamp mosquito. No, versus you. Another gift. This one is a ringamail. This one gives me resist poison as well, so that's good. And it only reduces my Mephitic Cloud to good, which I'm willing to tolerate at this point. in exchange for not having strength loss, getting a level of resist fire and resist necro, and boosting my AC to 19. Yeah, I'll take that. On the flip side, I would like to reduce the penalty to my Mephitic Cloud, so I'm going to turn on air magic, poison magic, and spell casting again until I gain 1 level in each, just to try and get Mephitic Cloud back to where it should be, which is I can cast it, you know, every 4 in every 5 attempts. Alrighty, this floor is winding down quite nicely. There's still a whole bunch of stuff that I can't easily kill hiding somewhere here though, between the Death Yak army and the backup that they doubtlessly have. I'm not sure what at this point. I killed the brown slime though, and that's huge because he always scares me. You know, what if I lose my equipment to him? I could have sworn I just saw a snake. I did see a snake and a death yak. Again, let's attempt to Mephitic Cloud. That's 3 failed Mephitics in a row, by the way, for anyone who's not aware that I'm counting. Okie dokie. At this point, I'm going to stop short of clearing out the bottom of the lair. There's a good chance that there's something of relative value down there. There's an equally good chance that I'm going to end up burning more piety than is worth to clear it. The stuff that I really need out of the lair, namely poison resist, a decent set of weaponry, and the entrance to the different vaults, I already have. So from here, I'm going to back out and go to the Orcish Mines and try and beat my way through that, despite the fact that I'm relatively not so sure I'm leveled up to it. My bow skill is already at 21. 21. Actually, now that I think about it for 5 seconds, it's not wise to go there without having a stable Mephitic Cloud. And I only have a good. I need it to be higher. So here's the plan. We're going to go to the hive, wherever it is, clear the hive out, get a lot of piety, maybe finally see about getting a pair of boots, and when that's all taken care of, hopefully we'll still have enough arrows left over to try and do an enchant trick with them, and then we'll see about doing, we'll see what else we're going to do at that point. So let's go through and pick up all of the enchant scrolls I've left behind. Killing any sheep that should be foolish enough to get in my way in the meantime. There's the next level of air magic, so let's turn air magic off. Mephitic Cloud is now up to very good, so perfect. Maybe I'll be able to skip that hive after all and just go straight for the juggler. Where's my scroll of enchant weapon? Oh, there it is, okay. Enchant. Okay, on the second floor, so we'll kill these guys off and then we'll head in that direction. Yeah, I no longer am giving these guys the respect that I was before because I know I can kill them easily. Let's drop Wand of Lightning and pick up Yak Flesh, and off we go. Okay, so at this point we have 2, 7, 8, 9 total enchant scrolls, of which only 2 of them are guaranteed for the arrows. The rest I'll have to decide on a case-by-case basis. And upstairs in the dungeon we have an additional 2 plus maybe just 1 more. I don't know. I'll gather them all together. Oh wow, that's several more than I anticipated. Okay, so let's drop all this stuff here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut it for now, and we'll continue from here when I come next time. With 7 enchant scrolls, I could potentially have +7 arrows, and lots of them, which will make this game a cinch. So, after I get a few more arrows under my belt, that's definitely the plan. Alright, I will see you guys next time. Take care.